Hi everybody, this is a different video today. It's not a reborn video. Today is the 24th of September, and on this day in 1996 was the date my baby's due date. So today it should have been her 22nd. Yeah, today should have been her 22nd birthday. I don't know if it was a girl, because I ain't lost it at 7 weeks, but I wanted a girl, you know. I'd already had names picked out for it. Girl would have been Bridget, the boy would have been Michael, but I am pretty sure it was a girl. Now what I've got here is a box. In this box, no one has ever seen in this box. No one has seen any item that I've got in this box, so this is the first time I'm sharing it. 24 years, 23 years, 22 years. There's little mementos of my baby. There's the pregnancy test I got when I was told I was pregnant. There's a diary I kept that no one has ever read. I was going to let my ex one day her read it, but I'm glad she never got to read it. I haven't opened it. I did open this morning and have a look. I haven't opened it in a long time. Today I've been here 12 months and it's just been packed in the cupboard, in the linen cupboard, and I've been thinking of getting a special box to put it in. So today, people, YouTubers, my subscribers, to anybody else, you're going to see what's in this box that I have never shown anybody else. It's bits and pieces I brought. This is just, I can't remember where I got this from. A Song of Love. I will read this. A Song of Love. Do not judge a song by its duration, nor by the number of its notes. Judge it by the richness of its contents. Sometimes those unfinished are among the most poignant. Do not judge a song by its duration, nor by the number of its notes. Judge it by the way it touches and lifts the soul. Sometimes those unfinished are among the most beautiful. And when something has enriched your life, and when its melody lingers on in your heart, is it unfinished or is it endless? Two tiny feet which were meant to dance and play on earth do so now in my heart. Take comfort that Sam is sleeping peacefully, always enveloped in love. As I said, I can't remember where I got this from. It's just a little thing that comes with something. I cannot remember what it was now. I've got a few little things. I've got this teddy bear. I got a teddy bear. Little purple teddy bear. I got things off eBay, and on his paws he's got written Sam's name and the date I lost her is the 2nd of the 2nd, 96. Just a little purple teddy bear. Purple's my favourite colour. I've got another little teddy bear with a nappy, little crochet outfit, and he's got on his button he's got 2 tiny feet. And this one is just a footprint with Sam's name on it. It's purple. It looks blue. It's purple. These are soap, just little feet, tiny feet. There's soap. These are all meant in this box. And just got some little tiny beanie. And we've got booties, some little booties. That's the wrong one. Where's the one? That's the one. Just little tiny booties. I didn't think till this morning that I was going to do this. Now we've got another booty, little bonnet. This is all, that's all crocheted, little booty. And in this little booty, this is a replica of an 8-week fetus. That's the closest. Sam was 7. She was 7 weeks when I lost him, but this is the closest I could get. Imagine this size of baby. The amazing that just this tiny thing, how your body feels, how it. I didn't have much morning sickness. I had a bit. Dawson. I'd had ginger nut biscuits beside my bed of a morning, I think it was, because ginger helps. I didn't get much morning sickness. What else have I got? Two little glass booties. The little glass ones. There. And I forgot I had this. It's a little bag ornament thing. It's got a little angel on it. It's got Sam's name in letters, and it's got a little heart. A little heart which says, where are we? Over here. Angel baby. Different bleeds. I don't know why it's got blue on. Little star. That was created, I think, by a lady on Facebook. She creates little mementos of women who have lost babies. Now, that's my pregnancy test. So this early 1966. I had the pregnancy test. That's the pregnancy test from back then. And this is a letter I got from the doctor to the gyno after I have. It's dated the 21st, the 22nd of the 1st, 1996. Did Christopher Margin, he was the gyno. Thank you for seeing Celia again, who is happily pregnant following AID. Should antenatal care and congenital needs amnio. Regards, Jennifer. AID was artificial insemination by a donor. I was in my 30s, let me see, 96. So I think it was 94 when I started. I wanted a baby. So I was seeing a male doctor myself, but I wanted to go to a female doctor because I thought they would have more sympathy, not in sympathy, but empathy, knowing that I wanted a baby. I wanted to be a mum. So I got to see this female doctor. I told her what I wanted to have a baby, and she said she'd give me a referral to this gyno, Christopher Margin, and if he couldn't help me, to come back and she'll find someone else. But he agreed. All that. First of all, I'd started taking my temperature every month. Needed to get while I was ovulating. And when it got to a certain temperature, I couldn't understand. They got to the stage where that wasn't working. I'd go every so much, and insemination, nothing happened. Then he decided to change it to blood tests. So I'd go on, when I find out when my ovulation was due, on a certain day, I'd go and have a blood test 2 days running. And if it was ovulating that day, I would go back in the afternoon to be inseminated. I can remember there sitting there, the vial was probably so big, about that big, and I'll be holding it, warming it to thaw it out. I can still remember it, and I can still remember there's some things missing out of here. The day the pregnancy was confirmed, I thought it was. I was the first time I started concern. I started talking to my baby. So I caught the bus, went to Tweed City Shopping Centre, and I went in there and I brought a little angel brooch. I'm not quite sure where that is. It is. I know where it is. It's in a pin. It's in a case with a brooch my grandmother gave for my 21st. It's in with that, and actually some other things which actually should go in here. I brought a little angel brooch with the birthstone, which was sapphire. I was happy. I was finally pregnant. I was going to have a baby. I remember over night time I would lay in bed of a night talking to my baby and telling her what we were going to do, how my life was going to change, she was going to be so loved. She was going to be shown love, knowing that she was loved. Because I didn't know if I was loved. I can remember the day that things started to change. It was Saturday morning and I got up and I had this brown discharge. So I rang the number and doctor, they said, go to bed and rest, you know. It could be nothing, you know. So I went to bed. I know it was the day that my nephew was getting christened. And also his first birthday, and I rang up my sister-in-law to tell them that I wouldn't be there. And I actually told her why. She said, you can come. I said, no, I'd rather stay home. Then I rang one of my sisters and told her, and I think she was shocked because I did it by myself, went through 2 years of this by myself, because I didn't want the family to say anything that's make me stop, make me feel terrible for what I was doing, that I was going to be a single mum. But she's told me that it's probably nothing too, because she did the same thing with her youngest one. She was bleeding and it was nothing to do with the baby. There was a bit of hope, so I went to bed. Didn't do anything of the weekend. I just rested. Nothing. I think on the Tuesday I had an appointment to go see the doctor again. And she suggested an ultrasound to check, see what was going on. So I had a friend, rang her. She went up. I can't remember now if I went. Yeah, I went by myself. They couldn't. I remember laying on the table and they did the ultrasound and they couldn't find anything. They couldn't find a heartbeat. So she said since they couldn't find it, they'd have to do an internal one. So I had to go to the toilet, urine all the water I drank, and did the internal one, and still there was no heartbeat. I can remember seeing the monitor and this little thing on the monitor. I can still see it. Still then, no one said that the baby had gone. There was nothing to say that it was gone or anything. So I had to go back to the doctor to get the results, and she said, there's still hope that the baby's okay. Might be nothing. She said, if things get worse or anything, just come back. That was a Tuesday. And also she made an appointment to see the gyno to go back and see him. That was Tuesday, so the gyno appointment was for the Friday. On the Wednesday, I didn't have much bleeding. You know, there was not much bleeding at all. I can't remember, I think it was a Wednesday or Thursday. Remember, I was starting to feel cramping. You know, cramp, just like the period pain, that's all it was. And the only way to leave that is a lay on my stomach. And I remember watching this show on TV. It was a kids show called Mother Grubs, and I hated that show, but I watched it, and it's the only thing that made me feel good. So I went to the gyno on the Friday morning. He did an ultrasound, and the baby had shrunk from a Tuesday one till then, and he said probably best thing to do is have a D&C. The baby was gone. My baby was gone. It was dead then. So I never got to hear her heartbeat. So I had to go and stay at one of my sister's place until I could go to the hospital. And my sister had took me to the doctor. She said, don't say anything to this other sister. She'd want to know everything. I said, okay. So I went and stayed at my sister's place until they're ready to go. They were going to call me to go to the hospital. So they called me, and my sister wasn't there to take me, so I called the taxi to take me. I got to the hospital, and they got you changed. You get changed, and I walked into the surgery already. I had to wait a while. Walked into the surgery. I remember laying down on the table, and I think they could see on my face what was going to happen, what was going to do. So they put the mask straight on my face, and next thing I knew, I woke up in the recovery room, and again I knew. As soon as I woke up, I knew. Then I just started crying. The nurses are very nice. They were really nice. Then for recovery, they took me there. They put me into a ward. I think it was a maternity opera. I can't remember what it was. And I was there. And I was telling the other lady what was going on. Then a nurse came in. She wanted to know what led up to all this. And I told her. And I said to her, I asked her, did she have kids? She said, yes, she was 7 weeks pregnant. She said, you understand how I was feeling. I just broke down. Then I had to call my sister saying I was ready to go home. So I went home, and that was a Friday. I went home. I was okay. I don't know if I was supposed to rest afterwards or whatever, but the next day, because I'd been in home all week, I wasn't doing anything. I just rested leading up to this. I had to get out and went up the street. I had to get out of the house. So today, my baby should have been 22. There's something else I've got in here. A diary. This is a diary. It was started on the 15th of the 1st, 1996. I think I maybe read once or twice. You know, it's not full, but it seems a lot in here. I haven't put the final thing about how I lost Sam, but maybe one day I will. But I do know that one day I'll get together with Sam. And the reason I chose Sam was when I was writing the diary, I needed to have a name for I just couldn't keep saying baby. And I wanted to name that could be, because I didn't know it was a boy or girl because it was too early, they couldn't tell. Actually, the week after I had to do the curate, the following week I had to go back to the gyno to find out the results and everything. And when I got there, he said there was nothing there. You know, there was no sign that I was pregnant, but although I was. And the one thing I didn't think to tell him was that when I was at my sister's place, this is something else I've only ever told one person. So I usually everybody else will know this. remember I was at my sister's place. I went to the toilet, and when I wiped myself, there was this thing on the toilet paper, and what that was on the toilet paper was my baby. So in fact, I flushed my baby down a little. That is when my baby went. But it wasn't my baby. It was just her remains. Her soul, as soon as she died, her soul went to heaven. So she's up there waiting for me for the day when I join her. And probably other videos you probably wrote is that I lost on the Friday, and then the nurse gave me a card because she said I should talk to someone, and I knew I wanted to talk to someone. So because it was Friday now, that I rang the number on Monday morning. I told her I wanted to see someone, talk about someone. And she, what's it for? I said, I've just had a miscarriage. I need to talk to someone. And she put me in straight away. And the reason why she put me in straight away is because I told her the reason why I wanted to see her. She said some couples make an appointment and they come and see her, they start talking, and in the boundary, when they start talking, it comes out the reasons they are there because they had a miscarriage. Instead of coming out and telling me straight away the reason they're there, because they would have got in early instead of having to wait, which I got in early. I remember leaving the office. It was a community centre behind the Tweedies Hospital, and I can remember leaving it, and I talked for an hour. I think getting it all out really helped. And leaving, I felt guilty. I felt guilty because even though I'd lost something I really wanted, I desperately wanted, but I felt so good. I got it out. No, I don't know if Mum knew. I don't know anything. The brooch I brought the day the pregnancy was confirmed, I wore that up until her due date. Then I took it off and bought another one, and I put the one I got in with, as I said, with the brooch that my grandmother gave me 21st, and that's where it is. Then I bought another one, which I wore. I remember one day I forgot to put it on, I couldn't find it, and I needed to have that. This has a memory of, sometimes I used to twist it, play with it, that just memory of it. It's been a long road. I moved to Coffs in 2008, and I think it was about the August where I was bleeding. So I went to the doctor said it's probably nothing, I'll give you a referral for the gyno and we'll go and have an ultrasound. So I went and had an ultrasound. The guy said, okay, it looks like nothing seems out of place, looks all right. I made an appointment to see the gynecologist, and he suggested that he'll go and have a look-see, and in the process he'll do a curette. That was on the 13th of October 2008. On the 20th of October I went back to get the results, and he said, you've got cancer but we don't know where it is. And he says the best thing to do is have a hysterectomy because it could be in the ovaries, could be anywhere. I left dumbfounded. Why didn't he know where it is? He gave me the results. Remember leaving his surgery, walking back to where I was living, and the first person I texted was Sarge, this guy I met in that August. And I told him that I had cancer and needed a hysterectomy. And this is by a text. I never called him. If I want to call him, I would just ask him could I call, but I just text him, and he swore. The F word. He dropped the F bomb. He could not believe it, you know. And it was because of him we found it so early. The guy had the paperwork to put into the hospital for my hysterectomy. And he wanted it within 4 weeks, I think. So I dropped it in. I kept waiting to hear from him, and I'd ring up. I was actually volunteering at the hospital at the time, and I would go up the days through to find out what's happening. No, haven't heard anything. When one day I got up there finally, and they said we put him for December the 1st that year. We have it. It had to go because hysterectomy usually take 12 months to have, but it had to go before the hospital board to see if I could have it sooner. I kept waiting, why can't they do it? Because mention of cancer. So I finally got the okay, it was for the 1st of December. I said that far away, I can't remember when it was, I don't know, I think it was October, late October, I think it was when this was. So the farewell, it was about 6 weeks, and I said, are you sure, can't you get it sooner? And the nurse said, I'll ring the gyno and we'll find out. Because I wasn't quite sure how fast the cancer would grow. And she kept saying, yeah, gynecologist, yeah, Goldman said that, yes, it's okay, so okay, I was okay. Come the 1st of December, this was my first serious operation where I stayed in hospital overnight. Again, I was alone. A so-called friend, partner dropped me off. Dropped me up to hospital and left me, and then I went up surgery and that, had to wait and change into the big underpants. And in the process, what I took, I actually had a teddy bear that I held. The teddy bear is this old raggedy teddy bear I brought years ago with my anxiety, and this teddy bear is full of a lot of my tears. He's never been washed, never. He still holds all my tears in there when I cried. Hysterectomy. I remember going in, had the surgery, coming out. I remember I was half awake, half asleep, and I said, is that mine over there? They said, no, it's not. I know I was still in anaesthetic, but when I woke up, I was in the hospital. I didn't know where I was in the hospital, because I said I used to volunteer there. I didn't know whereabouts. So when I was able to get up, I would walk around the front to find out where I was. Anyway, my blood pressure was low. They couldn't get up, had all fluids and everything. I wasn't feeling ready. I remember it was a Wednesday, and the guy and I said, "Do you ready to go home?" I thought, I'm not ready to go home. It still wasn't up. Then they decided to blood transfusion, because I had somehow lost blood in surgery. So I had a blood transfusion. They didn't tell me how long it was going to last or how long it was going to go for. I think I had 3 bags on me to go in, and once it all went through, I felt great. So this was finally, I went home on the Friday, and actually didn't go home. I stayed at a friend's place up at Woolgoolga for a couple of days after leaving, which I'm glad, because it gave me time to get used to it. And when I got home, back to my place where I was staying, everything was okay, you know. I had a friend who was nearby, and not once did she come over to see if I needed help. Not that I needed help, because as I said, before I went to the hospital, I moved the furniture around so I knew where I was, and I didn't have to bend over. Everything was ready for me. But she didn't come over to see if I needed any help or to see how I was. She did not come over. That was then a week later, I had to go back to the gyno to get a result, and he said they got it all. It was still contained in the cervix, which was good, so I didn't need any treatment. And that's when he told me that my uterus was shaped like cow horns. which was cause of my miscarriage all those years ago, which also meant I wasn't meant to be a mother. You know, I'm here for a reason, but I don't know what that reason is. I'm 61, you know. I do not know why I'm here. There must be something that is still here for me to do. I don't know. It is, as I said, my diary. I was thinking at one time is turning my diary into an ebook and putting up and get people to read it. See that? Now, when I knew there's nothing I did cause the miscarriage, I knew. But I think maybe deep down, maybe there was something I did, but I knew I didn't do anything. And finding out the reason confirmed that I didn't do anything wrong. There was nothing. It was my body had given up on me. My body wasn't created to carry a child. It's sad. To all you mothers out there, to all you who have children, give your children a hug. Tell them every day that you love them. I didn't know if I was loved. That's why I wanted a child. I wanted to know, give my love to something. I wanted to love a child. I wanted to let that child know that she or he was loved. And hugs, give them hugs, just for no reason. Praise them. They do something good, praise them. If they do something good and you've got to do something to punish them, not smack, but time out of something, explain to them what they did was wrong. Enjoy your children. They're only lent to you. God gives us children for a reason, but for some reason he didn't want me to have children. Yes, I believe in God. I don't go to church. I don't believe you have to go to church. A lot of people go to church and they're hypocrites. I know I had a landlord years ago. She was a hypocrite. Biggest hypocrite under the sun. She'd go to church every Saturday night with an onion bag on her head for a hairnet, and she'd still have the silver thing on it. She was the biggest hypocrite. You wouldn't think she was the richest lady in Kingscliff. That's getting by the point. Anyway, love your children. Give them a hug. Read to them. Do things with them. Spend a day with them. Have a special day. If you've got more than one, make a special day just for one child, or every week, something. Just to know that child is loved. Know that child was wanted. And if you're like, you couldn't have children, well, I feel for you. You know, for some reason, we're here for a reason. As I said, we don't know what that is. Maybe one day I will do videos and I'll read some of my diary. You know, as it said, it started from the 15th of January 1996. That was before I realised I was pregnant. I'm trying, actually, I think it's here. The 16th maybe, I think. Might have been the 5th. I can't remember. I'm looking at the dates I've got here. Maybe I'm not quite sure. Not long, maybe a couple of days. I'm not quite sure the date when I had the pregnancy test. No, it's going on further than that. My writing back there was atrocious. I think because I just wrote what I was feeling and I didn't... Look at the writing. I just wrote. I wrote at night time and I just wrote what I was thinking and it just wrote down. The last entry was April, 29th of April, 01. You know, so I did this for 5 years. Every now and then when I felt like writing, I wrote in a diary. I think just to get it out, I read in the book somewhere to keep a diary, and if the baby had survived, the little diary would have been more in the diary than what there was. Getting this out, I know there are lots of women out there who couldn't have kids for whatever reason. And I know someone said adopt, but you got to have money to adopt. Even back then I wasn't working, I'm still not working. You got to have money to adopt. It costs so much. I didn't get around to that. And it's just so... I know children spend... I would have survived. I would have survived. I know I would have had the family, would have helped out. My one sister I told, I was going to ask her to actually be at the hospital with me when I had gave birth, but it's just hard. Now, that is one of the reasons why I have my babies, why I have my reborns, is I've been using the way I hold and the way I pick them up is the way I would have picked up my baby. That's just it, you know. Everybody has a reborn for a reason. We have them for a reason, and all these wonderful people that make these reborns. Pregnancy test. Look at that. Now they've got sticks so you could pee on them. Look at that. 1996 that was. I'm glad I kept it. That's just that is the only proof I have that I was pregnant. That, you know. And I go on 07 did the history. He said pulling my uterus. He said getting my uterus out. They had to tuck it out, yeah, because it hadn't been stretched. And it's shaped like cow horns. Oh, what's cow horns? Actually, when he told me the cancer, he didn't know where it was. He gave me the results, pathology results. So when I got home, when I could, I actually went on Googled, because I wanted to find out. So, and that it said it was pertaining to the cervix, and I thought, why didn't he use Google? And I also found out why they didn't know, because if he didn't do the curette to clean out my uterus, when doing that he would have brought all the cells in and would have, that's why they didn't know where it was, because the cells of the cancer would have been in that curette they pulled out of me, they cleaned me out. And that's why I didn't know where the cancer was. I can't understand that, but still, why didn't I use Google? Google is a wealth of information, but I don't use it as much as I used to. I don't use it for medical stuff anymore. Anything else, I use it for. My go-to place is Google. I don't need, although when I realised I had abandonment issues, I did Googling to find out, and that's where I didn't realise, but I had an idea that I had borderline personality disorder. So that's another story in its own. How it come about, I don't know. They reckon depression and borderline personality disorder, the main cause of those is childhood trauma. So something happened or didn't happen in my childhood that has caused all this. A lot of people have depression, but it could be caused by something else completely. As I said, I'm not saying it is caused by childhood trauma. It's most of them is, but I feel mine is caused by something. I think maybe because there was no love in a home. I don't remember getting hugged. I used to do it once when I left Kingscliff to move to Coffs. I got a hug from Mum. But I've actually only been hugged by one of my sisters. There's been no hugs, no I love you. Remember, I rang Mum up once and she told me she loved me, and I said I love you too, and I only said it because she said it. I don't know what love is. Yes, I'm gay, but Sarge, I did fall for him. I mean, I fell for him because he was the only person ever to treat me with respect that I deserved. No other person has treated me with respect the way he did. And that's including my parents, my siblings, my exes. I've got 2 exes. None of them had treated me with respect, except Sarge. But sadly, Sarge passed away 7 years ago. I only seen him for that week he was here in Coffs. That's the only time we were in contact by email. And I had never seen him again after he left Coffs. But I know I will see him again one day. I knew he had feelings for me. But he denied. He didn't want a relationship. I understood that. That's why it hurt so much, because I knew there was no hope in it. But you can't pick and choose who you fall for. And I think that's why I fell for him, because he was so respectful to women. Mainly to me, because I said no one has actually treated me with respect. My first partner, Jim, he never treated me with respect. And my ex, Donna, no, she never treated me with respect. If the way she did to me, not invite me into her home, that's not respectful. Lying to me about things, that is not respectful. You know? So I know one day someone's out there for me, and I will find someone to share my life with. I will find someone to share my diary with, someone to sit down and will talk to me and will hold me. I've never had someone to hold me while I cry. That's all I can remember. You know, last year I was going through a bit of pain after the breakup. I know there was one person I could have contacted to come around and just see me be here, but I thought, no, I'd rather be alone, because it was a male, and of course he was on sex, and me not going there. I'm not going. I'd rather be alone for the rest of my life than have anything to do with a man. No. Friends, yeah, but nothing else. That's the past. Anyway, I should go. I want to go shopping. I went shopping yesterday, and I was out there at the reject shop. I knew I had to go somewhere for something, and I looked. I could not remember. Yes, I had to go to IGA, because IGA got something on special I wanted. I hope they actually have it. What's in the brochure. This is a long video. It's nearly 45 minutes long, but I just needed to get this out today. As I said, should have been Sam's 22nd birthday. So it rained today. I was okay until I started talking about it. On the back of this, A Song of Love, is got, hope is a song inside your heart that never stops singing. The mention of my child's name may bring tears to my eyes, but it never fails to bring music to my ears. It soothes my broken heart and sings to my soul. Created specially in memory of your precious angel, Sam, the 2nd of the 2nd, 1996. I actually brought, at the same time, they were selling hearts for something, raising money, and actually went and got Sam's name engraved on it. I'm going to buy a special box to put all this in and put other little bits and pieces that I got in, because I know when I go, this will probably won't be, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, I've had a will and everything, I know everything I own is going to one person at this stage. I don't know, I don't know what the future is going to bring. I don't know. I do hope that I'll meet someone, because who actually has got a daughter, or even a granddaughter, because I have got something that I want to pass down to them. I have got, like my brooch my grandmother gave for my 21st. I got no one to pass that down to. So when I die, I have got, there's nothing here that people remember me, but they probably someone who won't remember me. My sister would, because she'll have all my stuff. She'll be the one who had to deal with everything. There are some things that I want to stay in the family. There's different things that belong to my grandparents that I want to stay in the family. So that will be going, I hope she will keep them. So I got to go. I need to go. I got to go. Got to go to the little room. As we in Aussie land call, we're going to go for a pit stop, or we're going to the loo, or Mother Nature is calling. You know them things. Well, it looks like it's clear outside. I might go out. As I said, going shopping. I hope IGA have got this shampoo with what I want on special. I want to get the small containers of my shampoo conditioner when I go to Adelaide in a couple of weeks. And if you've went through the length of this video and you have listened to what I say, lifting me, pull my heart out and telling you about what today is and what it means to me and what's happened, I thank you for listening to me. I thank you for putting up with me. I know one of you love the way I'll go in. And I thank you for that. You know, I laugh, I cry, but I'm still here, and I will be here until my number is called. Hopefully it won't be as long as my great-grandmother, who was 99 when she died in 1983. She was almost 99. I don't want to live that long. I'm just under 40, a bit 39 years. You never know. I could be still healthy. She was still healthy. That's another story. Okay, people, I will see you later. My babies are all asleep. Depends what the weather's like outside. We've had some raining. So I will see you in my next video with one of my babies. Enjoy your day. Look after yourself. Look after your children. Now I'm talking about you, real about children. If you got children, please go and give them a hug for me. Give them a hug. Tell them you love them. Tell them they're here for a reason. Tell them that God gave them to you for a reason. Sometimes I reckon babies choose us. Sometimes babies are not meant to be here. They're only here for a short while and they're too good for earth, so God takes them home to them. So, I don't know why he took my baby. I'll find out. I tell you, when I get up to those pearly gates, he is the first person I'm going to see and ask him why. Why wasn't I meant to be a mum? But I think in my heart, I'm a mum. Yeah, I'm a mum. I've got a mother's heart. Okay, people, I gotta go. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy today. I better go, otherwise there's going to be a little accident on this lounge and I do not want to clean it up. Okay, bye people. Give me the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed and click the little bell. So, bye for everybody. Love you all.